Hello, hello, hello. What? You have comments over here? What? There's a comment. Joe, you're playing hooky. Joe's playing hooky. Marion? Hello, Marion. Marion. Oh, hello. Marilyn. Marilyn, not Marion. Okay, Marilyn. ah, from New Jersey. Light snow. Well, I wish I could call what we got light. It was not light. We've got, I don't know, 4, 5 inches, I think, maybe. Yeah, we got snow. We got snow, baby. So, and the funny thing is, we have more snow today than we did the one day last week. And they called off school for everybody last week, right? And it was a lot less snow than we have right now, I think. I mean, or maybe it's the same amount. I don't know. Was I singing? I don't know. Was I? There's no telling, Brenda. No telling. You know, I do tend to break out in song from time to time. I'm cold. I'm cold. I have the heat cranked up. I think it's on 70 right now, but I'm cold. My hands are cold. We just got back from Subway. I mean, we did go out, but that's not it. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why. I'm just cold. So I'm sitting here. I have a blanket on. I have my little heated blanket, my little heated throw. Only got it on medium right now. I might have to crank it up though. I got a shirt on. I got a sweater on. I got slippers on. I got my heated throw wrapped around me, trying to stay warm. I don't know. I'm cold. Anyhow, it is what it is. We're going to work on our sweater today. How you doing, Brenda? Did you start it? Brenda, did you start it? All right. Let me show you what I got. Okay. So on the back here, let's see. Hopefully you can see what we're doing here. On the back, okay, here's the top. Here's my neck. I added in here to my back panels, I added 6 rows on each panel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I added this much. Okay. I added like this much right here to the back. Because it was not going to be big enough for sure. Okay. You're gonna make a scarf for a Christmas gift. Okay, well. 1.3 and it's still coming down, right? Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that much. Anyhow. So I did that, sewed up my back, I tried it on again. And then I decided the front didn't close enough, okay? Didn't come close enough here. So I added, I think it's 3. Yep, I added 3 rows on each side here. Now, if you can see right here, here's my opening. Okay, here's my opening here. So it still doesn't come closed, but I want to add ribbing to this when I'm done because I think it needs ribbing. It shouldn't stop like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to add ribbing here and probably, I don't know, we've got to do something back here at the neck. Because, I mean, look at the neck. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it just ends like icky, right? Lumpy, bumpy there. So we need to add some ribbing there. And we'll put ribbing on the cuffs of our sleeves. So I was like, this will be enough to work with. This will be good right here. Okay. Now, the job for today is to add length. Because, I mean, this just barely comes down past, you know where. Yeah. It definitely nowhere near long enough. So that's what we're going to work on today is adding length. Now, as I mentioned last week, her video tutorial, she turns this every row. So one row is the front side, the nice side of the stitch. And the next row is the back side of the stitch. Hello, Michelle. So each row looks different. Mine don't, because the written pattern on her blog doesn't have you turn. You just keep going round and round. So you just see the front side of the stitch always. So we're going to have that same issue. Like when I added my extensions here, instead of going up and back and up and back and turning it, I didn't want to do that because it would look different. So on my 6 rows, I ended up with a tail here and a tail down here, a tail at both ends. I had to weave in. So 6 here and then 6 over here. So we're going to have to do that again, except this time we're going to be going around the bottom. So I'm certain I'm going to start and I'm going to go around the bottom and I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to pick up over here and I'm going to go around the bottom and I'm going to stop. However many rows I do. So again, we're going to have a lot of ends to weave in. And yeah, so why would the company have a planned power outage right now? Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Who does that? I don't know. Before we get started, let me tell you what just happened when I just got back from Subway. The kitties had been out. They have fun for a minute. There's a lot of snow out there. They have fun for a minute. They go romping around in the snow, having a good time. But then they're ready to come in. They're ready to come in. Okay. So they came in. And Smokey decides to start playing on the scratching post. And he's just scratching away, having a good old time, doing what he's supposed to do on the scratching post, right? However, he scratched and he pulled it over, and it was sitting right in front of the stairs. Next thing I know, the scratching post is boom, 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 down the stairs. The cat's running down the stairs to try to get away from this big wooden platform post thing that's now falling down the stairs, chasing him down the stairs. I don't know if it's hitting him. I don't know. He's just running as fast as he can, but the scratching post is going fast down the stairs as well. The other 2 cats were, I think they were on top of the kennel. Their food bowl was on top of the kennel. So all this crash and bang and boom's going on and freaks them out. They go jumping off the kennel, knocked over the food bowl. There's food all over the place down there. And then they just all ran. And scattered. And I think they went into the back room. And I'm like, well, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if he's okay. I don't know if he got hit by it. I have no idea. So I get down there, looking around, and I find him. He comes kind of like sneaking out from wherever he ran to, He's fine. But, oh, my goodness. I mean, the thing was sitting like right at the top of the stairs. I suppose it was inevitable that it was going to get pulled over and down the stairs at some point. Well, today was the day. Little Miss, I cannot keep Little Miss out of the tree. It's her. Smokey has not been in the tree. Knock on wood. Every time I say something out loud, you know what happens. But he has not been in the tree. I haven't caught him. Sunny was earlier this morning when she was. She's the bad influence. Right? Yeah. Why did you have a power outage? I don't understand why you guys are having these power outages. And Brenda's is intentional? That makes no sense. My sweater and stuff looks so not the colors that it is. Of course, my hand looks not the color it is either. My hand looks yellow. And I'm really not yellow, honest. These look blue and gray, and they're not at all. They're purple. They're purple and like blue. They're really pretty, but how come my colors are so weird? Weird because of that weird lighting. That's why I get that weird lighting, you know? See, there's my colors. There's my colors right there. Those are them right there. Blue and purple right there. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. Well, you know, I'm not following her, the written blog anymore. So I have to watch her, like her tutorial. So she is at the point where she has everything hooked together. She extended her backs. She extended the front, and she's getting ready to extend. See that? She did this. We're going to extend the bottom. Okay. So I'm assuming, okay, so she's flipped it over backwards, of course, like this. Yes. All right. And we're just going to grab a side. Now, I want mine. See, I want to do mine the other way. I'm going to start on this side of mine. I mean, I know how to do this. It's not rocket science. This is my front side. Okay. And we're going to do exactly what we did before. The only thing is she does something different when she gets to the middle here, where it was seamed together. So hang on. Let's see what she's doing here. Hang on.
And I have my new yarn attached
Yeah.
to work along
We're going to attach right here in the corner.
On your front extension situation, you're either going to be beginning in a hexagon corner right here, or if you've worked an extension, you're going to be beginning in the side of a row. So we're using the same concepts.
We're in the side of a row, exactly.
When forming our extensions.
So,
and as you begin this first row here, if you've got a space right here, you're going to.
So here's what I know. Where I ended my extensions, this is my extension for my front. Where I ended my extension, I ended on a row that has a cluster right here. So whenever you have a cluster, it's really hard to see. Whenever you have a cluster, you start with a chain 4 and you skip the rest of this cluster here. You just do a chain 4 here and you skip over into this first space. So that's what we're going to do to start adding on to our bottom. I know, Brenda, they're very pretty. I love the yarn that you got, though. That yarn that you had is so pretty. I wish you were making a sweater. You should make a sweater. All right, so we're going to just attach right here in our corner. And we're going to chain 4. Okay. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we move over to the first space here. Let's see, we have a space here. We're going to move into this space and do our first cluster in that space. And a cluster is 3 double crochets. Now, we started with 4 double crochets because remember, there's a chain between each of our clusters. So, like after I do one more here, I need to do a chain 1, and then I go to the next cluster over here. All right. So we're just going to keep doing this until we get to that center where we joined our backs together, our back pieces, our back panels. And then I'll watch the video and see what she says about what you do there, because she does something a little different. At least this first round. After this first round, we won't have to, because we'll have clusters all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm throwing down? Mm-hmm. All right. So besides everybody having their power turned off, which makes no sense to me, what else is going on? Brenda's going to make, what kind of scarf are you going to make, Brenda? I'll tell you. I have the one Advent yarn, the Emma's yarn. It's the one I really, really, really want to do something with. I've tried two patterns, two different patterns, and neither one of them will work. I came up with a third, and the third pattern, I was like, okay, I think I can make this work, but I'm going to need like a contrasting color because it's, just the way the pattern was. I was going to need a contrasting color. I go to the yarn shop yesterday because she's the only person around here that I know that knows about, anything to do with crochet and giving me some advice. So I go and I take that project. I took another project too. I took the Wonderland project because that one I know I need yarn to join my squares together. All right. So I go and I just start asking her. I show her this pattern, the third pattern now, and told her my thought. And I was thinking I was going to get gray. I wanted to know what she thought about gray for in between all the colors. She started looking at it. She said, I don't think you need to do that. She said, I think you can just use the yarn as it is, and you don't have to have a contrasting color in between. The way that they're light and dark and light and dark, she said, I think they'd be fine. So I was like, okay, sounds good. I came home. I started looking at the pattern again. And then I was like, well, I don't think that's going to work. Because of the different sections that they have. The sections are different. And I don't think one skein of the yarn is going to do what it needs to do. I'm having a hard time. I'll just say I'm having a hard time. Hello, Emma, and hello, Sue. Sherry, that snow girl's going to be so pretty. I mean, she already is pretty, but, be so pretty when she's done. So I'm thinking I'm ixnaying that pattern as well. So I have been, I've been looking through Pinterest. I've been looking on YouTube. I've been looking through Ravelry. And basically at this point, I'm just looking for something that stripes, and it's a cool pattern. You know what I mean? I don't want to just do an old striped scarf. I don't want to do a scarf that's on the bias, when they like diagonal. I already have 2 of those going. I don't want to do another one of those. Where's my seam? I'm not to the seam yet. Thought we were getting close. So I'm looking for something interesting, something unique that I can just make some rows. And when the yarn runs out, I don't do any more rows. You know what I'm saying? And then go to the next color. I'm having a hard time with it. That's all I got. I'm having a hard time. So the search continues. Now, the other yarn that I have, the book one, is so many different wild and crazy random colors. I know what I'm going to do with that one. I totally know what I'm doing with that one. Okay, somewhere along the way here, here's the seam. I'm like, we've got to have the seam. Does she skip the seam? What does she do? I think I would just skip over the seam and do a cluster on the next side. Let's see what she does.
Chains, that's going to count as your first double crochet. And then we're going to work 2 right here. That's okay.
Okay. I don't need to know all this. I got all this.
A chain, 1 space here, a chain, 1 space here. And I'm going to also put a double crochet in the middle of the seam. So again, I will end up with 3 double crochets.
Oh, that's what she does.
Space out to create 1.
Okay. So she does a double crochet on the one side of the seam, a double crochet in the middle of the seam, and a double crochet on the other side of the seam. That looks really weird. It's kind of a stretched out. You see it? It's a stretched out cluster. Hang on, I'll show you. How do I show this to you the best way? See, here's my cluster, right? You cannot see it. Right here is my cluster. I don't have enough light. What? Okay, there. It's still hard to see though. Here is my cluster, and it's just stretched out. My my double crochets are separated by the seam in the middle and one on each side of the seam. It's just a big fat cluster. A big fat cluster. Double cross back stitch, 1 stitch, repeat. Really basic. Huh. Okay. Well, we're gonna do that. And then of course we're gonna chain 1, which I already did. We're gonna skip this next cluster and go over here. This is the only time you have to do this because we won't have a seam to go over the next time. Okay, I guess it's all right. I mean, I guess it's okay. We got a cluster, we got a fat cluster, and a cluster. We'll just call this our fat cluster. Okay, we're going to go with it. We're going with it. So, wish me luck. I need to find just a nice, I would say simple, but it doesn't have to be simple. I don't want bobble stitches. I've looked at a lot of like chevrons and zigzaggy things. I've looked at all kinds of stuff. And then, like I said, that other yarn with all the crazy wild colors, I know what I'm doing with that one. I already know what I'm doing with that one. It's going to work. It's written for DK weight yarn. The pattern is. I know what I'm going to do. I should have started with that one, right? But the Emma's yarn was calling my name. I was so drawn to it that I just wanted to use that and make something beautiful with it that I would wear, that, you know, a scarf, a wrap, not a shawl. I mean, I just finished 2 shawls. I don't want to do another shawl, but a big wrap would be nice. You could just wrap around your shoulders. Like right now, I would love a wrap just around my back right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cold. I would love to just have a wrap on right now. Or a nice wide scarf would be nice. So I've been looking up striped scarf, striped wrap, striped whatever, you know, because really that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't have to say Advent or mini skeins or anything. It can just be something that can stripe. Yeah. So there's that, folks. That's how that's going. I will say I did finish the gratitude shawl. I finished that this morning. The final step, which was put a little edging on the one side. And I will say I did it on the wrong side. Did the whole thing. And I looked at it. I was like, well, that was silly, Mindy. That was completely wrong. You did it completely on the wrong side of the shawl. I did it on the bottom edge. It's supposed to go along the top and the top edge, not the bottom edge. So ripped that out, went ahead and redid that, but it's done. It is done. It is so pretty. So pretty. And it is so nice and drapey. It drapes beautifully because it's a sport weight yarn. So it's a thinner yarn and it just kind of goes, it just puddles and it's beautiful. Now, I have a lot of that colored yarn left, all the different 12 colored yarns. I have a lot of that left. And you know, here's the thing I've been noticing. With my love of the Advents and how much fun I've had with them and the mini skein thing, I've been watching a lot of people's Vlogmases, you know? And I've been introduced to some new dyers. Well, here's the problem. A lot of the dyers don't do a sport weight. Unless they're a larger company, they don't do sport weight. They will do fingering and decay. And some of them might do a worsted, but they definitely tend to skip over the sport weight yarn. And I really liked working with that yarn, making the gratitude shawl, that sport weight. It was nice. I don't know about doing fingering weight. That just seems very small to me, but I'm going to be doing it here soon. The Bad Sheep Yarn Advent is fingering weight. And there's a pattern, and yeah, I'm going to be doing it. So I guess I'm going to figure out what it's like to work with fingering weight. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm in my last space here to do a cluster. And I'm not going to chain one here because I'm going to, no, I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to go into my last stitch over here. And do a double. Yep, okay. I want to chain 1. That's what I want to do. After the cluster, chain 1, and then go into my last stitch and do a double. There we go. That's what we want right there. Okay. There's our last cluster. Last clusters right there. And then a chain 1 over here. Not a chain 1, a double crochet. Cluster, chain 1, double in the last stitch. All right, now I gotta fasten this off. I'm gonna have to fasten off every round, like I was saying, because if I turn this now and go back the other way, the next clusters are gonna be backwards from this. And I don't want them to be backwards. I don't want them to be backwards. I know, the one with my book, so pretty, right? So pretty. All right, so here we go, all the way back to the other end. And I have no idea at this point, I have no idea how many rows I'm going to need. Hello, Cappy. No idea how many rows I'm going to add on here. So we'll find out. Now that I have a chain 4 at this end, it's made a gap here. See, we got a little hole there. So now we just do a cluster there because we got a nice space. So I start with a chain 3 and do 2 doubles, and that makes our first cluster. I hope I'm going to have enough yarn for all of this, right? Because I need to do this extension here. It's hard to crochet with this whole thing in my lap too. I got the whole sweater in my lap. There, let's tuck some of it down underneath my table here. Hey, maybe it'll help keep me warmer. So I have to do all of this extension to make the sweater longer. Then we have to do sleeves. Have to do our sleeves. Then if I want to do ribbing around the bottom and up the sides and the front, I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn. I can probably get more of this. That's not a problem. But hello, Michelle. Oh, is Michelle still? Oh, Michelle's already here. Sorry. Threw me off. You're saying hello to people. And I was like, thought people were saying hello to you, but you've already been here. You always pop in. Michelle always pops in. Yeah, I'm just thinking, man, I should have started with the Advent with all the crazy colors because I know what I'm doing there. That pattern's going to work. I already know it's going to work. I don't even have to try it to know it's going to work. You just make the arrow as long as it goes with however much yarn you have. And when you run out, you start another color. That's simple. That's what I need. That's the kind of pattern I need. Anyhow. Well, the cats are all quiet now. See, that's the nice thing about when they go outside and they play for a while. They go outside and they play, and then they come in and they're like, oh, they're pretty relaxed, pretty chill. 6 inches. Yeah, Deborah, we got about that. We probably got 5, 4, 5, something like that. Definitely more than I thought we were going to get. I thought we were going to get just a light snow. Woke up this morning and I was like, whoa, okay. That's more than a light snow. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. I mean, the cats this morning, when I opened the door and offered them to go out, they stood on the deck and they looked around and they were kind of like, well, they really didn't leave the deck until Dale shoveled a little bit. Like he shoveled a path, he shoveled the steps and then a path out in front of the steps for the dogs to go out and go to the bathroom. When he did that, then the cats were like, oh, well, we can go down there. And then they ventured and they were under the deck. And they stayed under the deck. For the longest time, they stayed under the deck and they didn't leave. Well, look at everybody. You're coming in by the droves now. Angela's here, Tina's here, and Sean's here. Sean, I got your package, by the way. I've been meaning to message you and I got busy, but I got the package. I haven't tried it yet, but thank you so much for that. In case you didn't know, Sean made me a liner. She actually made 2. They're 2 different sizes for the snowflake pillow. So I gotta finish that. Gotta get to that. So I've been filming a lot of stuff. I've been filming, oh my gosh, the Vlogmas stuff, other videos to go in between, stuff for my Christmas premiere. I did a membership video, lots and lots of filming stuff. Oh my gosh, so much filming of stuff, which I've been able to do because, Dale is working for the farmer. I don't know if I should call him the farmer when he does this job or I should call him the caretaker. Hi, Mom. You guys are funny. Hey, kid. Hi, Mom. I take it you're not in the same place. You don't know that you both just popped on at the same time, or are you both at the same place? I don't know. So yeah, he's painting. So he's been gone every day this week. Well, no, that's not true. There was one day he didn't go paint because there was no paint. He hadn't gotten the paint yet. Oh, can't paint without paint, right? And then he looks at Dale and he's like, well, what color do you think it should be? He was going to have one of the ladies that works there. And he's like, I'm thinking, what do you think about blue? Dale's like, sure. Sure, blue's good. Blue's good. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you guys have seen that Advent, that Emma yarn, how pretty it is, right? Goes from the rusts to the purples and now it's going to blues and all the pretty colors, right? I was asking Dale, I said, what color would you put with this? What would you put between these? And he's like, orange. I was like, orange. No, not orange. Honey, not orange. He said, well, why don't you just go downstairs and get a yarn that you got downstairs? Use something you got down there. All of that yarn, you got to have something. And I'm like, I don't. Because I need a solid. I need something that's mostly solid anyhow. And I don't have that downstairs. No, I don't. Not in Superwash Merino solid. No, I don't. So anyhow, oh no, Angela, you wrecked your car. Oh my goodness. Angela, no. Oh, goodness. We're making a hexy cardigan. Hexy cardigan. This is like I don't know how many weeks. 3rd week now, maybe. We made our 2 hexagons. We sewed them together. We added extensions. Now I'm adding length to the bottom. I was hoping to be done by the end of the year, but that's not going to happen. Because we're going to do this. And then we're going to do the sleeves probably next time. And then I'm going to do ribbing. So that looks like at least 2 more times, right? It'll be close. It will be close. Yeah, I finished the gratitude shawl. I have the Expression Fiber Arts blanket. I have it all put together, you guys. It's all put together. So I had to do single crochet around each of the squares first, single crochet around all of them, and then join them together. It's all joined together. Yay. So that's the part I don't like doing. That part's done. Woohoo. So now the last 2 months of the yarn are for the border. So now it gets 2 different colors for a border. Now, I don't mind doing border. I like doing that. But, yeah. So that's all I have left to do on that. Like I said, this morning I finished up the top edge. Well, I finished up the bottom edge of the shawl first. Then I did the top edge of the shawl like I was supposed to. Oh, goodness. So the shawl is completely done. And then I blocked the other shawl, the bright pink one, pink and zinnia and purple. That was an Expression Fiber Arts pattern with bad sheep yarn. So that's all blocked. So those 2 shawls are done. Expression Fiber Arts, getting there. So that's, I'm knocking off some projects here, folks. Knocking out some projects. This one I didn't worry about because this is just our weekly thing. I've also been working on the squares for the Wonderland blanket. I have 3 more to go for January. I started with January because I needed to do some for January. I got 3 to do for January, 4 to do for December. And then I don't know. I've got to see how many squares I'm going to end up with and what configuration I can put them together in to make a blanket. I might have to make a few more squares to actually make this work out as a nice even rectangle. Because, like I said, some of the squares I got 3. Well, most of them I got 4 squares out of the color. And a few of them I only got 3. So I might have to go make a few more of some square in some color, So when I get these last 2 months worth created, then I'll have a better sense of where we're going. Where do we go from here? I keep singing that song. I think that's like the 3rd time I've sung that on my channel. All right, I'm at the end of that row. I'm thinking this was pretty short. If I added 6 rows to each side, the nice thing, it's still short. Look how short it still is. Look, it only goes from there to there. That would definitely be a little cropped little sweater. No, well, Angela, you missed that whole conversation. One of them, I do know what I'm doing. Well, 2 of them. One of them comes with a pattern. So I'm going to do the pattern that comes with that one. The other one, yes, I know what I'm doing. I've already figured out what I'm doing. Okay, so now we have the cluster here. See, we have a cluster here. So here we just do a chain 4 in the first double crochet. So let's connect it, do a chain 4, skip that first cluster, and then do our first cluster in that space. So every other row starts a little differently, but it's pretty simple to figure out once you get going. Yeah, so 2 of them, yes. But the one I really wanted to start with is giving me fits. Finding a pattern that will work. Yeah. Trying to find a pattern that will work with it. I've tried 2 already. Looked at a third. Think the third one won't work either. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. Should have started with one I knew, huh? I don't want to start with the bad sheep yarn one because there's supposedly going to be like a cast on live where we kind of cast our project on live after everybody's opened their advents and after Christmas, basically. So I thought that would be fun to just, do it with the group and hey, Yeah. So I don't want to start that one yet. I mean, I'm not done opening it yet either. So I don't want to spoil the surprises at this point to get started with it. What else was I saying? Oh, the Annie's kit. That's on my list. That is on my list to do. So my whips, remember in one of my Vlogmases I showed all the whips. There were 10 things. One of them is the Annie's blanket, which, in all honesty, I pulled it out. I kind of tucked it away in the closet. I've pulled it back out. And I could, in all honesty, say sit down and do a square. You know what I mean? Just do one square in the morning and then move on to something else I'm more interested in, if that's the right word. But just like do a square a day, maybe. And before you know it, it would take a long time because there's a ton of squares to make, but maybe I could make 2 squares a day. The small ones, I could make 2 a day and then move on to something else. I don't know. It's got to get done one way or another. So there's that to finish. Those 2 scarves that are on the bias, that are both Tunisian crochet. They seem daunting at this point. Like just a lot of work. They seem like overwhelmingly a lot of work. So I keep putting them off. Dale and I have not sat down to watch TV because my plan for watching TV at night with Dale is to pull out Josh's blanket. I got the pattern out again. I found the pattern. Got the pattern out. I've got a lot done on that blanket. It's getting really big. I still have like 1.5 to 3/4 of those big skeins. It's that puzzle yarn. They're huge, huge skeins of yarn. And I was just going to make the blanket as big as it would go with the yarn that I have. When the yarn runs out, the blanket's done. But we haven't been sitting and watching TV, so I haven't sat and worked on that. What were my other projects? So I'm sitting here trying to think. The 2 scarves, the Annie's, Josh's blanket. Well, the one shawl that I finished, the Expression Fiber Arts blanket, which is going to be finished. It's going to be finished pretty soon since I got it all put together now. And start working on the border. What else was there? Oh, that sweater I started for the Marley Bird Turkey Trot. I got 1 panel. 1 One lonely panel. That's all I got. And put the pillow together. That was on the whip list too. The pillow is not going to take long. I'm going to get the pillow put together. So I have to stuff it and put it inside the pillow. Well, I have to sew it around the lining. I could sew some of it now. He'll never get his blanket. I've said winter, Deborah, I have said winter time, when, it's cold and we don't really go anywhere. And then, of course, winters come and now we go to the gym. More things have happened. Now Dale's working. You would think I'd have all the time in the world, right? I will. After December. Christmas and Vlogmas and everything that goes on in December, decorating my ornamentless, is that a word? Ornamentless tree. Every other day or so, I just go, I fluff it. I fluff my tree and I fix the branches that the cats have smushed down when they climbed in. That's what I do with my tree. It has 2 ornaments on it. It's not ornamentless. It has 2 ornaments. Yeah. Whoa, Angela, you're on vacation. Oh, look at you having some vacation time. And then tomorrow is Christmas cookie baking. We're baking Christmas cookies tomorrow. So I don't know who else is going to show up. I know Shannon, Devin, and Jackson will be here. I know that. I don't know if Dale's daughter and the other 3 are going to show up, but they've been invited. They've definitely been invited, but who knows if they'll show up or not. So it could be a small handful of people. It could be complete chaos. Who knows? We'll know when tomorrow gets here. I have all my baking supplies ready. I'm thinking of maybe tonight. Tonight I should probably whip up the batch of sugar cookie dough and just have it done, put it in the refrigerator so it's ready and we don't have to make it tomorrow. Let it chill. You're supposed to let it chill. You're really supposed to. Anyhow. I saw that, Sean. There was a little needle there. Thank you. Yep. I can sew the hole shut. I have no problems with sewing the hole shut. I can do that. Matter of fact, there's some cute little pouches, and people are putting zippers in them in crochet, and they're just hand sewing them in. And I'm like, I can hand sew stuff. I don't have a sewing machine. I wouldn't have a clue what to do with it, but I can hand sew some things, right? I mean, I hand sew garments together all the time. I'm just sewing them together with yarn. Well, I can do that. Yep. It will be done very soon because it's not going to take long. It's really not going to take long. You got to remember, how did I attach the squares together or the hexagons together? Did I single crochet them together? I think maybe. So send some cookies and snow your way. Okay, sure. We'll see what we can do about that. And my dad's been baking. He's been a baking fool. He's just, yeah. He said he bought himself a bag of cranberries and he's made cranberry bread, like multiple loaves of cranberry bread. So he's taken some over to the neighbors. He took some to the senior luncheon the other day. He took some to my sister and the girl who goes down and helps her. They got some cranberry bread. I said, okay, then I won't make any cranberry bread when we get together. I won't make any. But I am making cranberry cookies. And then he told me last night he's going to make cranberry cookies too. And I was like, Dad, I make the cranberry cookies. That's what I wanted to say. Dad, I make the cranberry cookies. I got a little concerned when he was telling me about his baking powder. And when he looked at the bottom of the can and the expiration date was like, I don't even know, 20 years ago or something. I'm like, oh. And he used it. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully it still works. I mean, I don't know. Does baking powder stop doing what baking powder is supposed to do after 20 some years? I can't believe they have baking powder that old. I can't believe it. Oh, goodness. Oh, boy. So, anyhow. All right, where are we at? We're at a cluster group here. Into a cluster. Let's do a cluster. We got a space, so we do a cluster. Start with a chain 1, 2, and 3, and 2 double crochets. Picked up Jackson from school yesterday, and oh man, we had conversations. I'm not going to tell you all the conversations here. I'll probably save that for a whip and chat, because man, oh man, that kid. We talked about all kinds of things. It was wild, just everything from his biological parents to foods he doesn't like to death to oh my goodness, the conversations. And it's only a 20-minute drive, you guys. You would have thought we were in the car for like 3 hours, the topics that we covered. I still need to talk to my daughter about it. She'll be here tomorrow, I realize. But I think she should know. Yeah. I think she should know some of the things we talked about, as the parent. Just in case topics come up and she's like, where did you get that information? I'll be like, well, yeah, well, my dad's baking powder was clearly not fresh. I mean, clearly not fresh. So, oh my. I don't know. Anybody want to try the cranberry bread? I don't know. Are we going to try it? Oh boy. I mean, I've done that before. I'm sure we all have. We've reached for something in our cupboard or our refrigerator or something, and you look at the date and you're just like, oh man. Wow, is that really that old? Really? That has got to go, right? Got to go. And then he told me that he did go buy a new container of baking powder. But he said the baking powder didn't come in a can anymore. And I was like, what? Baking powder doesn't come in a can anymore? I was like, I think my baking powder is in a can. I don't think it's ancient. I mean, it might be, I don't know. It could be a few years old for all I know. I got to get my recipes out tonight. That's one thing I have to do. It's the only thing I really use my recipes for. I bought a photo album and I have lots of handwritten recipes in them. And then recipes like I cut out of magazines and stuff, And I have like a whole binder in there, a whole photo album full of recipes. New and unopened, only lasts for 18 months. Well, okay. I probably need new baking powder, but I didn't get any. Anyhow, I never look at those recipes. I mean, I did all that work. It was many years ago, of course. Did all that work, cut all these things out and organize them. They're all organized by cakes, cookies, miscellaneous candy stuff. They're all organized. Well, the only time I ever get that thing out is to pull out my sugar cookie recipe, the cranberry cookie recipe, the peanut butter ball recipe. I mean, I can almost make the peanut butter balls with out the recipe, but I want to make sure my butter to peanut butter ratio is correct. You know what I'm saying? If your butters aren't in sync with each other, your balls won't turn out. Oh, I'm sorry, I just cracked myself up. I hope I'm not the only one laughing, because then I'd feel silly. What am I on, the third row here? Well, yeah, this is my third repeat. Okay. That's what I was thinking. You got baking soda in a box? Because last time I knew, baking powder still came in that little can. Anybody? Okay. Is anybody checking their baking powder right now? What's your baking powder in? Is it in the little red can? And isn't there only like one company in the whole world that makes baking powder? I swear. Baking soda and baking powder don't seem to be made by many different companies. Do they? Am I crazy? It's in a can. Yeah, right. We cannot have unleveled balls. That they would not turn out that way. Bake it what? 25%? What? One of the recipes says to bake it. Oh, what? 25%. Oh, I get it. See, the baking powder is in a can. My dad must have been talking about baking soda. That's what I'm thinking. He must have been talking about baking soda because I've never known baking powder to not be in a can. Right? But then, okay, then in the same conversation, okay, my dad is 88. Okay, let's go there first. He's 88. In that same conversation, he told me that he took cranberry bread to Mindy. No. He took cranberry bread to my sister, who is not Mindy. So he said that wrong. And then, he was talking about putting almonds in one of them because Sherry's old man is allergic to nuts. Well, first of all, Sherry, my sister, doesn't have an old man. So there is nobody in her life right now. And the person who's allergic to nuts is my niece's fiance. So he got that mixed up too. He called him my sister's old man, not my niece's old man. Both of those happen in the same conversation, you guys. Sometimes I'm starting to go, Dad's slipping a little bit. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess we all can have those days. We can all get things mixed up, but that was two, like, back to back, all over the cranberry bread. And I was like, Dad? Of course, I didn't say anything. I knew what he was talking about, so I just kind of let it go. But I don't know. And recently, he had to have his car repaired. All right? Had to have his car repaired. Had to go into the shop, the body shop, because he was like, he came home one day and for the first time in a long time, walked around the back of his car and noticed that there was a nice dent and scratch in the back of his car. Now, my dad doesn't know how it got there. He has no idea. He's like, I have no clue. He said, I don't even know when it happened. I don't ever walk around the back of my car. I park in the garage and, I get in the driver's side and I go. And I'm thinking, well, And my back, I was gone. I was spinning. Crazy weather. I don't know. Something happening to the internet. I don't know. Everything okay now? Am I here? So, yeah, he had no idea what happened to his car. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So he just kind of wanted to blame it on, he must have been in a parking lot somewhere and somebody, hit him or something. A parked car somewhere. Hit his parked car. I mean, it can happen. But I also know how my dad is with backing. He has never been a good backer. And he has backed into things multiple times. I mean, not even being 88. Yeah. Like when I moved into my house that I bought, not this house, the other house, that was a long time ago. Josh was 16. My dad backed up the moving truck for me, backed it up to the garage and hit my garage. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyhow, that's the worst thing that happens, I suppose, But, he's 88. He was out hunting with a gun, deer season. He was trying to get a deer. I'm a little scared sometimes to hear that my dad is out with a gun shooting or trying to shoot things. I'm like, he's getting a little old for that, I think, But, yeah, my sister doesn't seem too concerned about it, but I kind of get concerned about it. At what age do you tell a man he can't have his gun anymore? and do you tell him that? I mean, I think somebody should at some point, right? He didn't get a deer this year, though. He didn't get one. I don't even think he fired his gun. So, or maybe he did once and missed, or something like that. Okay, well, that's 3 rows. 3 rows. It's still pretty short. Still pretty short, but we're going to keep going. The nice thing about this is you can just keep trying it on now. Just keep trying your on until you like it. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, next round. Ding ding. Nope, it was me. My thing was spinning here. I got an email from our provider one day last week. Said, well, happy holidays. To help you celebrate the holidays, we're going to give you this extra speed. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, my speed on my computer has never been bad because I paid for extra high speed on this. But I tell you what, after they sent that, I feel like everything has slowed down on my computer. It didn't speed up. I feel that it slowed down. And I'm like, don't mess with my stuff. Just don't mess with my stuff. It was fine the way that it was. I think they slowed it down and not gifted me the gift of speed, but slowed things down instead. Don't mess with me. Come on, people, don't mess with me. I was having a hard enough time one day last week trying to edit and upload videos and process them on my computer. Kept telling me my OneDrive storage is full and it's going to be frozen and I won't be able to store anything. And I'm like, what? Like, what? And then, I can purchase a package to add more storage. And I was like, listen, people. I don't even save my videos. After I make the video, after I upload it to YouTube, I delete all the clips from my phone. I delete them, right? I spent an hour the other day going through my phone, And we're talking, I went way, way back on this phone. Back to, well, it's not necessarily my phone. It's my Google Photos, okay? Because those will transfer from phone to phone. But I went back to the day when I would film an opening of a diamond painting. And I saved it because my plan always was with diamond painting that I was going to open the painting, show the painting, show what it looked like, show what came with it, hang on to that clip until I finished the diamond painting, and then show you what the diamond painting looked like when it was completed. That lasted about this long. That plan lasted about this long because I quickly realized it's going to take a long time to complete one of these diamond paintings before you can actually finish an entire video. I gave up on that a long time ago. But I went back to about 5 years ago and I found several of those clips where I had opened a diamond painting and I was just hanging on to the clip until I finished the painting. I could not believe I still had those. I deleted most of them. I think I held on to one. I might just put it out there someday. Just be like, from the vault, from eons ago, this is an unboxing I did of a diamond painting. Let's watch it and laugh at it together. I might do that. It might be kind of funny to do that. But they were paintings, all of them, double-sided adhesive, you know? So here I am on camera, pulling back the paper so you can see it, because you can't see the painting underneath that double-sided adhesive cover. Yeah, I did delete quite a few. And then I also realized that, like, after I did edit a video and save it and then posted it on YouTube, uploaded it to YouTube, I kept the video in my phone. I had a bunch of them. I don't know why I ever kept them, but I kept them in my phone. I'm like, what in the world was I doing? Okay, I was new because now I edit on my computer. After I edit it, I upload it to YouTube. I go back to my phone and I delete everything. So when things are gone, they're gone. If it's on YouTube, that's what you get. I can't ever really redo it. You know, I don't have a separate hard drive. I'm not saving them to a hard drive somewhere or extra storage or anything. I just delete it. I'm like, it is what it is. It's out there in the world now. You know, it's done. And I delete it. So it's like I don't hang on to all that old stuff. But I did keep a couple of those. I'll just have to throw them out there someday. They're just a clip on my phone right now. I'll turn them into a video and I'll put it out there and I'll just be like, hey, let's laugh at what Mindy found on her phone. Let's just have a good old laugh at what I found on my phone. But I deleted a bunch of stuff, all thinking it had to do with this OneDrive storage, you know? Although that's Google. Those are in Google Photos. That shouldn't have anything to do with OneDrive. But what I did realize on my computer, like when you send things to trash, right? And you think they're gone. They're not gone. They're not gone. They're just in the trash. It still is counting. You have to figure out how to empty your trash. So I was emptying trash. I was doing all this stuff, trying to get rid of anything that I thought might be causing a problem with storage. Because last thing I want to do is have to pay for more additional storage if I can get rid of stuff that I don't need. I don't know if there's more stuff on there that I don't need or on my computer that I don't need. If there is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Because I delete everything. When it's done, I delete it. It's gone. It only lives on YouTube now. It's the only place you can find it anymore. So, Deborah, those were very interesting. I got good at those. I got good at that double-sided adhesive. I got a whole box. It's now downstairs. It used to be on the bed, in the spare bedroom. But it's now downstairs. I thought somebody's pulling in my driveway. I guess not. And it's all double-sided adhesive. I think most of it, anyhow, are double-sided adhesive. Yeah. So, I don't know if I'm ever going to break into that box. It's going to be one of those projects for after the first of the year when I hardcore go through my stuff. I'm going to start with diamond paintings, not yarn. Just so you know. I'm starting with the diamond paintings, not the yarn. But I'm going to go through, and I'm going to get rid of some stuff. Yep, rivers and bubbles, and yep. I have some that are really in good shape. I don't know what they'll look like now that they've been sitting around for 5 years in a box somewhere. I don't know what they'll look like now. But we're going to find out. After the first of the year, we're going to find out. I'm going to make a huge mess. I'm going to make a hellacious mess going through this stuff. I know I am. But interesting. So 2 days ago, not yesterday, but the day before, mail delivery was here, right? I have a bunch that have parchment paper on them, Sherry. Yeah. I do have a whole room of diamond paintings. Like I said, it's going to make a huge mess because I'm going to hardcore go through stuff and only keep, all the small stuff for sure. I'm only going to keep a few boxes of things I love. I've got to love them. I don't know what's going to happen with the gnome collection, with the gnome army. I don't know. I've got 2 or 3 boxes of gnomes. What am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know yet. Okay, I don't know. Anyhow, mail was here, and Dale was in the driveway. And you know what they did? They put one of them little notes in my mailbox that said I needed to go to the post office to collect my package. And Dale was like, I was right there. I was right there in the driveway, and they couldn't have stopped and asked me about it. And I was like, I guess not. So the little slip says it had a fraudulent label. And I'm like, what in the world? How do you get a fraudulent label? Yes, Sherry, yes. If I get rid of them. How is there a fraudulent label? No idea. So I had to wait until the next day and went to the post office. That was yesterday. I was going into town, went to the yarn store, went to the post office. So they find my package and they bring it out and they were like, well, is this the correct address? And I was like, yep. And they're like, well, there was no postage on it. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah, it looks like somebody sent you a package and didn't pay any postage. Cleaning infusion pumps. Oh, well, that sounds like a lot of fun, Tina. So I looked at the package. I touched the package. I felt it. She said, you don't have to pay for it and accept it if you don't want to. But if you want to pay for it, then, $8.70. You can then find out what it is. You can't open it and then not pay for it. And I'm like, I'm feeling it. And I'm like, it's a square box. It's a diamond painting. It's a pendant. It's something that in a stand. I can tell it has to be a diamond painting that comes in those boxes, right? No, Sean, it was not. Yours had postage. Thank you. No, but it did come from Illinois. And I was like, no, I'd already gotten yours. Did I get yours first? Yeah, I already had your package. Didn't I? I don't know. She used a DAC label. Well, yours got here just fine. So then I felt around in the bag a little bit more, and I was pretty sure I could feel like 2 rolled up paintings on top of the box. And I'm like, I looked at the lady. I'm like, they're diamond paintings. They have to be diamond paintings. I said, I don't know why there's no postage, but okay, I'll pay for them, right? I opened them up. Right there because I knew she was curious too. I opened them up, and that's exactly what it was. 2 rolled up diamond paintings on top of a box that had, I think it's in a stand, one of the things in the stand. So I brought it home, and then I was like, then I looked at it further, and I'm like, okay, first of all, who's this from? I have the one painting already. It's a duplicate. And then I thought, well, is the other one a duplicate too? Is this a whole duplicate package that got shipped? After doing some research, I don't think the whole package is a duplicate. I think I might have ordered the same owl twice, but it's from GBFKE. And I'm like, how did it even get here? How did it get here as far as it did without any postage to get to me for me to pay the postage on it? How does that even happen? So anyhow, I have it, and I think just the one item was a duplicate, like my bad, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what I have requested from companies. I should do better at making a list. I don't duplicate very often, but it happens. So anyhow, I did message them this morning just to let them know that I did have to go to the post office. I had to pay postage to pick it up. It had no postage on it. I don't even know how that happens. How does it even get out of the port or onto a plane, or how does it travel that far without having any postage on it? I don't know. Made no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But for $8.70, I've got 3 cute items. The owl will be a giveaway for sure, because I know the owl's the same. The other one I think is different, but very similar. Like they're like pink poinsettias, but I think it's different than the pink poinsettias that I already have. You know what I'm saying? I think it's different. So, and the acrylic piece is definitely different. It's one that I really wanted, and I know I don't have it, so that's a good thing. So for $8.70. So it'll be interesting to see what the guy over at GBFKE says about that. Because I never pay anything. Nothing. I don't pay a dime to get those packages, So, yeah. Maybe he'll be like, yeah, we'll throw some stuff in next time, or sorry, or, I don't know. Who knows? Hello, Mary Lou. Mary Lou, Mary Sue. No, it's not Mary Sue. Oh, goodness. Well, everybody here is sleeping. They're all nice and quiet. The dogs are snoring. Haven't seen a cat in this last hour and a half. Like I said, that good, crisp, fresh, snowy romp out there tires them out. And then they come in and they nap. After they get scared to death by the scratching post coming after him, chasing him down the stairs. I can't believe that happened, actually. They've knocked the cardboard box down the stairs before, but not the scratching post. So I moved it away from the stairway now, moved it away from the stairway so it doesn't go crashing down the stairs and trying to kill a cat on the way down. Goodness. I have an idea. Well, I don't know if I can't do that one. Never mind. I had an idea for what to do after we do this sweater. If we finish the sweater, we, as in me, like I'm the only one making it. Mom, my crochet people. Where's my crochet people? I need some of you to come crochet with me. Somebody else has got to make the projects with me. Come on. Anyhow, I was thinking of a pattern, but I can't use that pattern because I paid for it. It's a paid pattern. Darn it all. It's cute too. I got it at one of the shop hops. It was a backpack, a cute little crochet backpack. But maybe I can find a free pattern. Maybe I can find a free pattern to make a little cute crochet backpack. We shall see. We shall see. I have to come up with a new project pretty soon. Angela, I don't crochet clothes. And Tina can't crochet at work. Well, man, that sucks. One of you won't make clothes, another one can't crochet at work. I mean, I'm loving this sweater. It's going to be gorgeous. I know this backpack is super cute, but it was the lady's pattern from the shop. I can't show it online. I mean, she wouldn't know, but she's not online. I can't do it. Maybe I can find something bag-like, pouch-like. I don't know. Have we ever made a scarf? It's scarf weather. Have we ever made hats? What haven't we made? What haven't we made? I know we've made a bag. We've made a sweater. We've made a blanket. We've made a shawl. Oh, we've made lots of stuff. Angela, this one is easy to do because you can try this on as you go and make sure it fits. So this one's been pretty easy to do. What kind of a hat? Uh-oh. Brenda's mad at FedEx. Brenda's mad at FedEx. What'd they do now? I'm expecting nothing except for one Christmas present. That's for my daughter. And I don't know if it's going to make it in time. But if it doesn't, she will understand. But I have ordered nothing. I'm trying to not order anything. Although I did go to Michael's yesterday. I went to Michael's because, when you have a free $10, right? The first time you tried what, Mary Lou? It looked like a fruit bowl. What'd you try that turned out like a fruit bowl? Oh, we made a basket one time. We made that once. We made a lot of stuff. Angie and I, we were cooking on all cylinders for a while. We got a lot of stuff done. We made a pillow. I've made 2 pillows now on live. What was I talking about? Oh, Michael's. I went to Michael's because when you have a $10 voucher, a hat, okay. When you have a $10 voucher, you must go to Michael's. It's free product. $10 worth of free product, right? Who can turn that down? And you have to go before your voucher expires. So I went to Michael's. After I went to the yarn store, after I went to the post office, after I got lunch, I went to Michael's. It was a busy day. Yesterday afternoon, I was a busy girl. I was all over the place. And traffic was crazy. Absolutely crazy out there. So I went to Michael's to spend my voucher. And I wanted to get some yarn. I found a pattern for, okay, maybe we can do this. If anybody's interested, how about a warm, fuzzy bucket hat? Like a wintry, fuzzy, warm bucket hat. What do you think? I got yarn. I got the pattern. It's a free pattern. We did make a dog sweater. I actually had Ms. Toffee wear the dog sweater recently because she was shivering. And she didn't mind wearing it, except she got outside and she got tangled up in it. It's easy to know my rows because look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done 6 rows. Wow. I have. I've done 6 additional rows. Got 6 strands here. The hat is a size 6. It's a 6. And I'll go grab you a skein. I have one skein, but I got another one. Why? Why did I get another one? I don't know, because I want to make a couple of them in different colors. Let me show you the one. Now, if Sue is still here, Sue might be mad. She might be mad because she gave me this. She gave me this cake of yarn at the retreat. She gave me that. So, it is a Karen cake. Karen cake. It's a latte cake. And you can see how fuzzy it is, right? So the pattern calls for this exact yarn. And it's all fuzzy. It's called a 6 weight, but it's not super bulky. She's here. So remember this yarn, Sue, you gave me? Yeah, I found a pattern for a fuzzy bucket hat. And I want to make one. And then I also got another one in a different color, a really pretty color. Not that this color is not pretty, but it's totally different. It's a bright color. This is more pastel-y color. The other one's really bright. So I think that's what we're going to do. I might make like this one first. I might make this one first. Oh, it's a 5. I'm sorry. It's only a 5. We did socks once too, Tina. We did socks once. But I do want to try to make some more socks. I found some other crochet patterns for socks besides the one that we did. Your DAC box looks like it was run over with black tire marks on it. Is it like squished? Like squished, like flattened? Squished? Oh my goodness. So I think I'll try the pattern with this yarn. And I don't know how much yardage it takes or anything. But I think I'll try this one and see how it works up. And then I have the other color. So that'll be after the first of the year. Toe up socks. I think that's what we did. I don't know what we did. But we did try some socks. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. Has anybody gone looking at diamond painting offerings for the week? 43 emails. What in the world? I cleaned those out this morning. Why are there 43? Emails just stack up like crazy. I don't understand. Why do I get so many emails? All right, Diamond Art Club. What do they got? Anything interesting? Well, they do have these cute little kitties, right? They got the cute little kitties. I'm not buying them. Love is a four-legged word. Again, cats. What's with all the cats? Bad Stitch. Oh, those owls. I remember the owls from the vote. Those are really pretty. Look at them. They're super pretty. I like them. That's Marjorie Sarnat. Those are pretty. Another cat. Another cat. Oh, I saw that one, Deborah. I saw the Rainbow Fairy by Mikey. Let's go look at Dreamer Designs now. What are these guys doing? Animal torture. No, I'm kidding. Aren't they cute? They're adorable. Do you ever just look at your Instagram, like the odd things that come up when you go to do a search? That's what I'm looking at right now. All this interesting stuff that comes up over here when I'm trying to search. Okay, let's go search. Going to Dreamer Designs now. A Dreamer. Okay, they had an owl too. I don't know if that's this week or last week. They had a scene from some. This is kind of pretty. That's kind of pretty. It's a lot of purple though. A lot of purple, like car and trees, and probably too much purple. Purple that doesn't need purple. Here's the Mikey Bergman, the fairy. The Mikey Bergman fairy. And cats. Now we got Sunny, our Sunny boy. What's with the cat paintings all over the place? Cats. Now that I have 3 cats, it's like the world is all about cats, I guess. I don't know. All right, well, this is what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to try on my cardigan again. I'm going to see about the length. It still looks really short. And by next week, I will have it the length I want it to be. So I've really only lengthened it. I'll show you. Let's see. Scooch up here. I've lengthened it. What did I say? 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only lengthened it this much. Only that much. That's only like what? 2.5 inches, maybe? That's definitely not enough. But I'm going to keep going until it's a length I like. And then we'll work on sleeves next time. Adding the rest of our sleeves. Now you could keep going with your sleeve like that until it's the length you want. I think I'm going to do tapered with a cuff. Or you can get them bigger and make them like big bell angel sleeves if you like. Options are endless. You can do what you want to do. There's a cute, I saved a picture of it. Cute little hexy cardigan. Oh, no, don't talk. We don't want to hear you talk right now. It's a shorty, though. It's a little cropped shorty, but it is a super cute little sweater. I'll show you in just a second. Here it is. It's right there. Hang on. There. Isn't that cute? And see, it's got that big bell sleeve on it. They just kept going round and round and round and making the sleeve bigger and bigger and bigger. Isn't that cute? Did I post for Elf today? You mean my winner? I haven't posted my winner yet. I posted the post for Facebook. Isn't that cute, though? That's just one color. It's super cute. And it just ties together with a little bow at the top. Isn't it cute? I swear day 20 is out there, isn't it? I mean, are you talking about the winner, or are you talking about the post? Didn't I do a post for it? I thought I did. I thought I did it last night before I went to bed. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. There's one sure way to tell. I go to my Canva and I see what the last day was that I did. Because I always leave it. I just change it. Nope, I didn't. Oh, well, okay. Guess I'll do that now. And then I'll do my winner. Because that's next on the agenda. I've already recorded part of my winning thing, so. All right. Change night. See, here's my, I'll show you. Here's my Canva post. I already deleted part of it, see? So it was still sitting on 19. So I'll go back, take out the 19, turn it into 20. Gotta save it. Gotta save it. Save it. Save it. You're YouTubing with me. How do you like that? Now I gotta take a screenshot of it. Screenshot it. Save that as a screenshot. Yada yada. Go to Facebook. Go back to the top. Go here. Do. Find the photo. Post the picture. Say something. Sorry it's late. Post away. Post. There we go. Oops. Okay. Now I have to record my winner. All right. See you guys next week. Have a good weekend. See some of you Saturday. I'm alive. I'm still going live. Even if the kids are here, still frosting cookies. I'll go live. All right. See you later, everybody.